When you have somebody who is getting slammed with debt, overrun and stressed out with trying to find ways to pay the bills because the money they make at their 9 to 5, their main gig, isn't enough. When your back is against the wall and the pandemic is going crazy, what do?
P-A-S-C-A-L.
There was a New York City medic that lost their job. If I'm correct, I think she lost her job because she moonlighted on OnlyFans. Yeah, that's true. David's got the story. What is up with this, man?
New York Post was the one that kind of exposed her initially. I'm not sure if they meant to do it that way or if they just wanted a good story.
Right.
But on December 12th, they released an article pointing out her name's Lauren Kwei. She's a New York City paramedic. She's from the Bronx, or she lives in the Bronx, I guess. I don't know where she's from, but she lives in the Bronx. And she told the Post, like, she actually had an interview with the Post. So, she was aware of it. It wasn't just she wasn't surprised by it exactly. I guess she was surprised by the reaction. But she told the Post, the bottom line, I don't get paid a lot. I'm just trying to make ends meet. I truly don't think it has anything to do with being a paramedic. And so she's, you might have, I don't know if Pascal has images up of her, but she's
Got a few. Just like her.
Huh?
I just had the headline photo of her, like
Right.
her as a paramedic, and another one. Clearly, she's a little bit more scantily clad as in her OnlyFans side gig. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. That's mostly what she does on there. She wears a lot of, it sounds like, lingerie, but she does have some nudes as well, apparently, and I guess that's what attracted attention. I mean, it doesn't seem like there was anything.
She also did have a shower video that was like a few minutes long where she was in the shower and whatnot. So I mean, she's still wet and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? There's still suggestive-ish that's going on.
Like she apparently has videos of her dancing and I guess in panties or whatever and topless. So right. I mean, there's a straight up nudity and everything on there for sure. But either way, she only makes $15 as an EMT, which is minimum wage. But she's originally, but since she switched to paramedic, she makes $25 now, which is a little bit more. Yeah. But she says the pay is still crappy. It's where you go to get experience, though. And so she said that I know senior care would deem this inappropriate, so I took it down in the hopes that I won't lose my job in the middle of a pandemic and 3 weeks before Christmas. And then a veteran.
Here we go.
Veteran.
Here's some photos.
Fire Department of New York paramedic agreed that the EMT pay is paltry, but blasted Kwei's choice of a side career. He says that other EMTs and paramedics make more money by pulling extra shifts instead of pulling off their clothes. But the Senior Care's website, the description of all jobs forbids inappropriate conduct on and off duty, and the requirement includes adheres to a standard of personal ethics on and off duty, which reflect credit upon the profession. Right. And so she was getting a lot of crap for those pictures. Or not just the pictures, the videos and everything, her whole account. And so, some people started defending her as well. Like AOC jumped out in her defense, pretty much saying that she could do whatever she wants, which, I generally agree with. And she's not wrong that the pay is incredibly bad compared to a lot of other jobs in the area. I looked at the average income earlier, and it was below that for people in New York.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm showing everybody a photo. I guess it was one of her tweets, because she obviously has another. I'm assuming she has a Twitter account for her regular life, and then she has another Twitter account for her OnlyFans. You feel me? And this thing says, "Anyway, my titties look great." Yeah, and she goes by Foxy Llama on Twitter. I mean, unless she's recently taken this down by now. I'm sure she's taken this down by now. If she's deleted a whole bunch of stuff on her OnlyFans and all that, I'm sure she has taken this down. But this is the question that a lot of people, I'm sure, are wondering in regards to this situation. Clearly, there are a lot of people a lot of frontline workers, a lot of healthcare workers that don't don't even make enough money to pay the bills. A lot of us have student loans. A lot of us have to pay off debt, rent, mortgage, car payments, just bills in general, right? And sometimes the regular job that you have that you think, I'm walking into a fairly lucrative profession. Sometimes the start of it isn't as lucrative as you'd like it to be. I know some people that are, nurses and all that are in the healthcare industry as well, that are making exactly what David just read about. $15 an hour. $15 an hour. I'm telling you, there are people at McDonald's that make more money than some of these women and men that work in the healthcare industry. So when you have somebody who is getting slammed with debt, overrun and stressed out with trying to find ways to pay the bills because the money they make at their 9 to 5, their main gig, isn't enough. When your back is against the wall and the pandemic is going crazy, what do you do? Especially when you can't just go and be a bartender somewhere and pick up a few shifts. That option's pretty much obsolete. Bartenders are out here are fighting tooth and nail just to keep their jobs right now. So what do? In her case, I guess she said, I'm kind of cute. I've heard women are making a lot of money off of OnlyFans. Let me give it a shot. And let me tell you something. There are some women out here that are making 6 to 7 figures a year, posting photos, simple photos. Some of them not even nude. Some of them not even in lingerie. And they're making 6 to 7 figures a year on OnlyFans. Think about it. So, of course, you got a girl like her looking at this, hearing about these stories. I'm sure she's done her research, too. I'm sure she typed it in YouTube and said, how much money does somebody make on OnlyFans or an OnlyFans review video? I'm sure there's a gang of them out there. You know what I'm saying? She did her research and she saw, wow, these girls are really making some serious money. Then I wouldn't have to work as many hours at the main job. I could grow this on the side for a little bit while I'm dealing with this crazy pandemic that we're in. And I can still pay my bills. And I don't have to put myself in harm's way at the job every single day. Maybe I could do that. So she did it. Now this guy, this reporter, ends up taking her information and puts her on blast. Because a lot of us, like myself, instantly my question was, why, if she knows that she could possibly get fired, why would she talk to this reporter in the first place? Apparently, this reporter was talking to her, asking her questions. He did not tell her until after the fact, like until after he had gotten a good amount of information from her, what he was really writing about. Next thing you know, her name and everything is getting blasted all over the newspapers and all that. Now, that's why everybody and their mama is talking about this. And now that's why her job is on the line. Because they feel like it's a misrepresentation of what a healthcare worker should be representing, right? Now, AOC, of course, goes to her Twitter and says, hey, leave Britney alone, kind of thing. Sex workers have feelings too, and I couldn't agree more. She is not harming nobody. She is not putting any harm towards anyone. She is just posting some photos on a site that you have to pay for to get into to see those photos. This is not her saying anything, any type of crazy rhetoric. She is not a neo-Nazi. She is not hurting any small furry animals either. She is just posing in some photos where some dudes and maybe some women get their rocks off for $12.99 a month. So the question I leave up to you guys, and of course I'm going to throw it to David too. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think she should be reprimanded? Do you think she should be in trouble for having an OnlyFans account? Or do you think, man, this is her prerogative, man. What she does outside of the hospital is on her, as long as it's not bringing in any harm to the hospital or to herself. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I agree pretty much completely there. It's her own right to do whatever she wants with her free time. And in this case, it's actually helping her to afford being an EMT and helping people when otherwise she couldn't afford that because she's not going to make ends meet. And it looks like she was making $15 an hour until late 2018 when she dropped out of full-time EMT to go to school and got $13,000 worth of debt to come back as a full EMT, and that's when she started getting $25. So she only got that pay increase because she took on $13,000 of debt to begin with. And you know, she's doing that. I mean, that debt's not a. I mean, that's a good thing for her to have invested in because you know it does make her better at her job, able to save people better, and that's a huge deal. But it costs a lot, and she's not getting a return from it. It's one of those jobs that costs a lot to train people and is essential, but they don't get paid enough to recoup their losses from becoming that job. It's becoming an EMT. So, you know, when someone goes and finds an alternative way of making money, which is pretty common, I guess so the only objection would be what job they have, but her job doesn't really affect her work. I mean, it doesn't affect her work at all. The only reason it would it causes any sort of ethical problem, which seems to be what her company is pointing to as the problem. That's just their own like personal prerogative. It doesn't have any effect on her ability to care for and treat people. It's kind of strange to even make the connection between the two in this case.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's not like she's Nurse Jackie up in this piece. You know what I'm saying? Do you know that TV show? It's not like she's Nurse Jackie going around and popping pills and trying to sell some pills on the side or anything like that. Like, she's not drug dealing. She's not doing anything bad. She's taking, I mean, of course, there's some people that feel some type of way about sex working or work in the, you know, in the sex industry. Of course, I understand that piece, but she's not putting any harm on anybody. She's giving men and women 15 seconds of pleasure. If you really think about it, they're paying for whatever they're paying for, and then they get their rocks off, and they move on. She doesn't need to see them. She's not touching anybody. So it's not like a worry of spreading any type of disease or spreading the virus around or anything of that sort. This is her just doing what she needs to do to get by. If there's no other options out there, and if you don't have a problem with that option, I don't see any problem with it personally. I'm not going to sit here and pass judgment on her or, you know, get her fired, or fire her if I was the boss. You know, I wouldn't go and fire her just because of her making a choice so she can keep the lights on in her home. If there were other options, I might go, don't you think there's some other options out there? But there are none. Let's keep it real. There are none. Like I said, you know, she's not doing gangbangs. It's not like she has a verified account on Pornhub or anything of that sort. You know what I'm saying? She is just taking some photos and selling them on OnlyFans. Everything's consensual, so I say let her do her thing and let her pay off her debts. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I got the prettiest feet in the world, bruh. Like I said, $17.99 a month. I'll take photos. I'll shoot the hell out of my feet, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Chilling on a pillow, sitting in like slowly sticking them into like velvet shoes. Maybe there's a little role play, like I'm having a hard time getting a shoe on. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a shoehorn and it's stuck and I'm trying to get the darn shoehorn out of my foot. See what I'm saying? $17.99, babies. $17.99 a month. You can get that. Corns, bunions, and all. I should start that. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Slowly dipping my foot into some like a vat of milk. Pouring it like slowly, honey cascading over my feet. I mean, come on, y'all. $17.99 on OnlyFans. I'm kidding. I would. How dare you guys think that would be cool? How dare you? I kid. Moving on. I wish this woman the best of luck. Hey, here's the other thing, by the way. Sometimes when you lose your main job, the side job becomes the main job. So, hey, girl, keep doing you, boo-boo, until another job picks you up. You still are securing the bag on OnlyFans. So keep doing your thing. Oh, also, the other thing is, too, they did start a GoFundMe account for her because of this fiasco that was going on. They've raised over $70,000 on her behalf. $70,000. So she don't need a job right now. She could sit pretty, taking selfies all day long, and secure that GoFundMe money. Real talk. Hey guys, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I do this show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time live. And I also do a live show Tuesdays through Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come on. If you enjoy this little clip, please come be a part of the Pascal Show family. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.